124 to go, second and 17, Arizona to 31. They're down by 11 points. Out of bounds at the 10. Let me guess, would you kick the field goal again? Well, you can. I mean, you're at this 10-yard line. You might as well just go for it now. 21-yard play. Dallas has been bringing pressure, which is a little surprising. I would rush three, and I'd play a lot of zone coverage. It's been very effective.
Oh, fuck.
Just inside the 10, so first and goal. Three-man rush, Lawrence used the spin move. Can it get there? It's a catch, but not. It's on it appears.
Hey, man, gave me a bullshit loss for that.
Brown working against Anthony Brown. I think the pass interference will go against Anthony Brown.
Oh, good evening.
His first foot is out of bounds, so it's definitely not catching a touchdown, but there is the Dallas penalty. They've given the Cardinals considerable help on this desperation drive for Arizona. Anthony Brown holding. Brown has been known to use his hands quite a bit. I think officials are on young Anthony Brown, and they caught him that time. 3 penalties on the drive. Flagged against the Cowboys, 2 of them accepted. Empty again for Arizona. In retreat, Palmer, and his pass nowhere near Golden. Much, but he might be
Y'all losing?
complaints about the lack of a penalty.
Damn, this is Melbo out there then.
You fucked this up. You should quit it.
Nigga, I ain't quit then. Hell. For real, them niggas sorry as fuck. I'm losing them niggas. Both of y'all should be able to took them out anyway. He lost the scrub. Who was that scrub? Could have been. He can't be a scrub. That shit ain't possible. Gonna pop up right now though. Hey, send me an invite. I don't see y'all niggas.
Consistent criticism of Bruce Arians over the years is that they don't use the game clock and time situations very well. Apparently thought it should have been flagged. Fourth down, and they looked at Jermaine Gresham, and Byron Jones, right side of your screen, has covered.
Hey, y'all can't be on the same court. I'm right here. I don't see y'all.
He's done an excellent job picking up this young Cowboys secondary. I guess they must have figured you need a touchdown at some point. It's perhaps easier to score on that play and then recover an onside kick and kick a long field goal. That is to kick it, recover the onside kick and have to score a touchdown. I'm sure that's what Bruce was thinking. But it doesn't work out. And credit the Dallas.
Y'all must be y'all in another part. I joined you. Don't know why I ain't in here with y'all. Rejoin y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cowboys beat Arizona.
Poor John Gruden leaves us all tomorrow. Sean McDonough saying good night from the University of Phoenix Stadium. We'll see you next Monday night from Kansas City. ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. USAA is complimentary to my family because they stand on principles like loyalty, respect, and honor. Being brought up in a military household, the same core values must build in our family.
We trust USAA to handle our auto, home, and personal belongings all under one roof. I see now why USAA is so important to my husband and my husband's family, and now I'm a proud USAA member.
We're the McDonald family, and we're USAA members for life.
Save by bundling USAA auto and home insurance. Get a quote today.
I'm at 70%. I'm in here now. So,
Maui Jim sunglasses were born on the beaches of Hawaii, designed to respond to the bright sun and harsh glare of the island, all while enhancing the view. After 30 years, we're still independently owned, and the free-thinking Hawaiian spirit that first inspired us is still a part of everything we do. Our Polaris Plus 2 lenses not only protect eyes from harmful rays, they also make colors more vivid, contrast crisper. Compare and see for yourself. The view's better from here.
gotta send it again.
If your underwear feels like this, get buck naked. The most comfortable underwear there is. Only at Duluth stores and DuluthTrade.com. So in the field, whatever you want to do is alright with me.
No.
You've seen Chipotle smoky adobo chicken.
Yeah, it ain't come through again. I got it the first time.
And the hand-mashed guac. Did you see this guy? If you did, probably bought Chipotle.
Look, I want to go to the game with you, but I don't have any time to be chasing down tickets. I got you covered, bro. Nobody can cover me. I meant Vivid Seasons is covered.
I still ain't seen on it, but another one.
Straight cash, homie. Find your seats Infinity.
It's time to welcome Sports Center. Scott Mann. Some of the biggest stars in the NBA met with the media Monday. Season only 3 weeks away. Some of their thoughts, some bad beats, cards, Cowboys, postgame, all the way. We begin with the best thing I saw man in this tense and difficult time. Banger. Much of it on.
You ain't send me one anyway. I keep telling y'all I ain't in the squad.
I bet you we enjoy some nachos. Take a selfie. Do karate if you want. Cards, cups, red and blue, rivals, opposite sides of the aisle and all that. I got it. Foul ball. Addison Russell. Oh. We have a cleanup on aisle 3. Russell ended the guy with the nachos, and we got the full-on. I mean, we had everything on there, Steve. A lot of good stuff. Yeah. This poor guy. So, he's bummed about the nachos. Russell's like, you gotta be kidding me, man. I got all sorts of, anyone, again, look, this guy became famous. They became buddies. But we're not done. Story's got a nice, yeah, there's a nice ending. Russell puts him out with nachos. Post for a selfie. See? Nice. Makes happy. Makes friends. Arizona with some interesting decisions there late. Significant to some, need a field goal, right? Field goal and a touchdown. As for Dallas, you map out their schedule with back-to-back games coming with Atlanta and Kansas City later in the year. They're the remaining unbeaten. You got Green Bay on the schedule, a trip to Seattle, whatever it is they are. Then all of your remaining NFC East games. Tonight, this game a big spot for them. They only lost 3 last season, dropping back-to-back games before the end of September puts them in a defensive position the rest of the year without much wiggle room. They had a lousy start in this game, but they managed to punch all ropes. Dak takes some shots downfield, which was the one thing he didn't do a ton of last season. This is an important win on a night where Arizona offered plenty of resistance. Time to welcome in John Gruden now with the Gruden Grinder. Coach, who you got today? A lot of candidates. I'm interested to hear who you choose.
Well, I'm going to say I gave DeMarcus Lawrence enough publicity tonight. I'm going to go with the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Jason Garrett. You know, I was a head coach for a while. It's hard to be criticized. You got the media, you got the Van Pelt show criticizing your effort. They're on your case. These Cowboys laid it on the line tonight, and I give Jason Garrett a lot of credit. Watch these effort displays by the defending NFC East champs.
What they gonna cry about?
It all started with Dak Prescott on this zone read. He goes airborne. To tie the football game at 7, he ignited the Cowboys sideline. How about this effort by Dez Bryant? He catches a shot across the run.
Nigga, my shit 99.
And there's Travis Frederick finishing the play. That's awesome. And then he
At 6'7", point guard.
unbelievable. But look at this effort by Bryce Butler to go up and make a contested catch. And then it's Zeke Elliott. North-south, physical running style. The Dallas Cowboys responded. They were down. They were out. They were knocked around in the first quarter. I give Jason Garrett, the head coach of the Cowboys, a lot of credit for hanging in there with his team. This was a huge win for them.
Coach, appreciate it. Look forward to talking to you next week. Ought to be a good one, Redskins and Chiefs. Appreciate it. Travel safe.
Thanks, Scott.
So what? Shit, not as much as that nigga there.
making everybody feel like, all right, I'm going to be okay.
It's for him, and it's important for Scott Linehan. It's important for the play clock, because we all know this in the National Football League. If you don't run the ball with success early on, and you keep getting stuck with 1 yard gain, no yard gain, maybe 2 yard gains, and you start feeling as though you need to start throwing it and maybe stepping outside of what true DNA is. So when you rip off the long one, it changes your frame of mind. It makes you start thinking, okay, look, we're back to who we are here. And then we can live with some more 1 yard, 2 yard gains until we rip off the next one.
And now all of a sudden, that threat, play action, you go up top, and that's what we didn't see a ton of, and that they went deep a couple times with big success. Sure. All right, let's get back out to Glendale GMC post-game report. Susie Colbert, anchoring our coverage. Susie?
Well, Scott, welcome back to the University of Phoenix Stadium for the Cardinals' home opener, and what a way to finally ran away with it at the end, 28-17, with Steve and Charles. But both quarterbacks came into this game under pressure. Under pressure because they hadn't played that well in the first 2 games, and under pressure because their offensive lines are still gelling. Dak started slow, and then, man, once he got going.
I don't think it really, but it wasn't like the plan got enacted. It was really, look, we're just going to hang in there, and then we're going to start moving the pocket. Dak's going to carry the football. I mean, that really affects the rush. When the 11th guy out of the backfield is going to be the guy that's going to carry it. And then now you can see that once they started to be able to make some plays, get their footing, it wasn't like it was exactly as scripted, but Dak moving the pocket, Scott Linehan, offensive coordinator, getting him outside the pocket, made the difference because Carson Palmer could not get out of the pocket, and I think in the end that was the difference.
And that's the 11th guy you're talking about. That's the guy you don't account for. The quarterback, you run the count a little slowly. Susie, you talked about the offensive line. The offensive line right now is not as dominant as it has been the last couple of years, and it's going to take some time for them to come together. But if you think about the run game, Ezekiel Elliott is a one-cut running back. He sees a hole, he goes. He's not a guy that creates. So I think with that offensive line trying to figure their way out, it's going to take him some time to be the most dominant running back that he can be. Now, he broke off the one long run that we see tonight, but you didn't see a whole lot of that tonight, maybe until a little bit later. He broke off a couple of good runs, but it's going to take some time for this offense to be what they're capable of being.
Sorry, Charles. Cowboys under 100 yards rushing.
You could pump fake that motherfucker.
Hey, look, these guys are in new positions like Miles Collins, but they have confidence in them. They feel like they have what it takes. So Dak's numbers tonight, 13 of 18, 183 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing. Here he is with his assaulters.
Thank you very much, Dak. How you guys would respond, that was what everyone was asking. What did you show tonight?
We just showed the character of this team.
Push my shot.
We got hit in the mouth pretty good, and it was important for us just to come back this week and prepare the right way, do all the things throughout the week that we need to do to get a win tonight.
Now, you guys got off to a slow start. What changed for you?
We just stuck at it, as I said. I mean, we just know how strong and how powerful this offense can be and this team can be. So nobody wavered. We just stayed strong, believed in our offense, and got going.
No questions about effort tonight, especially yours. Take me through that rushing touchdown, the diving touchdown that you made over the end zone. Take me through that play and what you were thinking when you were up in the air.
Yeah, I was headed to the end zone. I realized I could get in. I said, I'm going to have to jump in my head. I was just hoping I did helicopter, so I'm thankful I just went straight over it.
Now, were you able at all when you were on the sidelines? Could you see the performance by Jamarcus Lawrence on defense? Were you able to see him at all?
Yeah, I was. I mean, he's a beast. He's a monster. He gave us a lot of headaches all training camp.
The game.
He did that in training camp, so it's no surprise to us.
Thank you. Congratulations. Back to you guys.
And you just listen to a guy like Jason Witten rave about Dak, that he's got the intangibles, he's got the smarts, the work ethic, and never too high or too low what you need to be a quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I think that a game like today really showed that this was a statement game after the Denver debacle. All of them they never got punched in the mouth like that, even last year. So I was talking, what's wrong? Is it Dak? Can he handle it? And he just, to your point, came out like a veteran. Let's just not panic, because it started slow. Just kind of kept it, and I think his ability to move the pocket, what's the difference?
And aside Susie from the one play from Dennis Bryant, he's really been non-existent. So you got to think about Dak Prescott and what he's doing. He's doing all of these things without Dennis Bryant. He really didn't have a presence. Of course, he had Patrick Peterson on all night, but he hasn't been in the game. It hasn't really been a game playing guy that they're going to each and every down. So hats off to Dak for weathering the storm early and then continuing to pick it up late.
And the assist from the defense.
Hey.
Defensive end, DeMarcus Lawrence leads the NFL in sacks right now. 6.5 in the first 3 games. Scott, back to you.
The postgame report is brought to you by those that live like a pro. GMC.
Prior to the game, this final game of Week 3, the Cowboys and their owner, Jerry Jones, took a knee, and it's worth pointing out this was before the anthem played. And that gesture, which they described as a show of equality and unity, was booed by the folks there in Glendale. But again, that was as a team, including their owner. And then the anthem, they locked arms and saluted the flag. As I've always said about the men and women at service academies, Alejandro Villanueva represents the best of us. A West Point graduate, a decorated Army veteran. He became a symbol on Sunday for many who passionately feel that standing for the anthem is what any American ought to do. He stood outside the Pittsburgh Steelers tunnel, hand over his heart. On a number of websites that sell NFL paraphernalia, his jersey became the #1 seller overnight. Monday he spoke and added an unexpected layer to this story. Many connected with a sense of pride and patriotism displayed. Villanueva says he felt something different.
Very few players knew that I was going to the tunnel because I only asked the team leadership. And so because of that, I didn't give them an opportunity to stand with me during the national anthem. That is
Damn,
part on my end and what transpires, because when everybody sees an image of me standing by myself, everybody thinks that
that's a good foul.
The Steelers are not behind me. That's absolutely wrong. Eventually, I left my teammates behind. This is stepping forward. I had a plan to boycott, whether I wanted it or not, whether it was my intended plan or not. The reason that I went out there by myself is the reason that it's causing all this distress, is making the organization look bad, my coach look bad, and my teammates look bad. And for anybody who thinks that Coach Tomlin is not as patriotic as you can get in America, or any one of my teammates,
I'll dunk it every once in a while.
I take offense to that. So that's kind of how I feel when I see this thing. I stand for the national. Out of all these players in the NFL that are taking the knee, I don't think as a veteran I take offense. Nobody thinks that when you take the knee, you're offending the flag, so you're saying it. And I don't think anybody that's standing for the flag is not, respecting the fact that there's a lot of injustices and racial divide in our country. So we're essentially talking about two completely different things.
Whatever he feels.
Damn, nigga moving slow as fuck.
The idea, did he have to apologize for standing for the anthem? He wasn't knowing an apology for that.
Cause I touched that motherfucker. I shouldn't have left it alone.
His decision to have the team stay in the locker room left many on the team unsure. Ben Roethlisberger said Monday he wants to be on the field moving forward, and so does defensive end Cam Hayward, who appeared with the Steelers quarterback at Monday's press availability. It's apparent that teams around the league are trying to figure out how to proceed after a weekend where they were on the receiving end of criticism for the president's words and tweets, and I would imagine they still are. The NBA in the middle of it as well, with the president rescinding his invitation to the Golden State.
Suck him up, goddamn.
Again, via Twitter, which led to an eventful social media Saturday for the league. LeBron James was vocal in his criticism then, and Monday when he held his version of a State of the Union, he said he would address all the topics on the media's mind, and given the weekend, the president was one of them. People say, and I hear you, stick to sports. Man, I would rather, but it's hard to do when the comments and tweets of the president are as specific as they were. His pointed criticism of some of the biggest stars in sports has them being asked political questions like never before.
The thing that kind of frustrated me and pissed me off a little bit is the fact that he's now, he used sport. He used the sports platform to try to divide us. And sports is so amazing what sports can do for everyone. He doesn't understand the power that he has for being the leader of this beautiful country. He doesn't understand how many kids, no matter the race, look up to the President of the United States for guidance, for leadership, for words of encouragement. He doesn't understand that. We are at a time where the most powerful position in the world has an opportunity to bring us closer together as a people. And
man, they gonna get assassinated.
And put the youth at ease on saying that it is okay for me to walk down the street and not be judged because of the color of my skin or because of my race. And he has no recollection of that, and he doesn't even care. Maybe he does.
Damn, my shit lag.
Land of the free. But we still have problems just like everybody else. And we have those problems. We have to figure out a way how we come together and be as great as we can be as a people. Because the people...
That shit's lagging pretty bad here.
Country, not one individual. Damn sure not him.
A man who has the respect of everyone in the league, including LeBron, as evidenced by their embrace after the Heat defeated the Spurs in the NBA Finals, is Greg Popovich. The Spurs head coach is a graduate of the Air Force Academy. As we know, he's not often effusive. He says what he means. Sometimes the answers are brief. He was expansive, however, on this topic.
You wondered about if you live where you thought you lived. I just heard a comment this morning from a NASCAR owner and from Mr. Petty that just blew me away.
You know, they're going to kick me off.
Where the owner described the fact that he would get the Greyhound bus tickets for anybody to leave and they'd be fired. And Mr. Petty, who said people who act the way we saw on Sunday, they should leave the country.
That's some bullshit. Well, we gave me another loss.
That's where I live. I had no idea that I lived in a country where people would actually say that sort of thing. Our country's an embarrassment in the world. This is an individual actually thought that when people held arms during the games, that they were doing it to honor the flag. That's delusional. Absolutely delusional. Now, obviously, you know, race is the elephant in the room, and we all understand that. But unless it is talked about constantly, it's not going to get better. People get bored. Oh, is it that again? They pull the race card again. Why do we have to talk about that? Well, because it's uncomfortable. And there has to be an uncomfortable element in the discourse for anything to change. And whether it's the LGBT movement or, you know, women's suffrage, race, it doesn't matter. People have to be made to feel uncomfortable.
At the White House press briefing Monday, spokesperson Sarah Huckabee Sanders was asked about the comments from the president that led to the story which dominated the news this weekend.
Did the president go too far in referring to these players as SOBs who should be fired?
I think that it's always appropriate for the President of the United States to defend the flag, to defend the national anthem, and to defend the men and women who fought and died to defend it.
What message does it send for the president to stand behind the presidential seal at a rally in Alabama and call an American citizen who's expressing his First Amendment rights a son of a bitch?
Again, I think it's always appropriate for the president to defend our flag, to defend the national anthem. Hold on, I'm not finishing. It's always appropriate for the president of this country to promote.
Before the game, not during the anthem, but before the game, the Cowboys ownership locked arms and took a knee. Then they went out and won the game afterwards. One of their veterans, Jason Garrett, who's been on the team seemingly forever, was asked about that and had this to say.
It's been an interesting 48 hours for everybody. And a series of discussions that we had individually, a series of meetings we had, coaches and players, players among themselves, leadership council with players, leadership council with coach, everybody, you know, talking together, working it through, sharing some of their thoughts about what we thought the best thing to do was. And we had discussions with ownership, and you know, the objectives, as much as anything else, were to somehow, some way, demonstrate unity and demonstrate equality, and do so in any way involving the American flag and the national anthem. Everybody was convicted about those objectives, and it took a lot of conversation to figure out how to do that. And the conversation started literally on Saturday, immediately after practice, and it went up to probably 15, 20 minutes before the ball game. And ultimately, that was the decision we made. There were some logistical concerns that we had. How do we achieve these two objectives? How do we somehow, some way convey unity, somehow, some way convey the importance of equality in our country, and do so in any way involving the American flag and the national anthem. And that's what we came up with.
Does anybody listen to what the man just said? Will anyone listen to what he said about what they did as a team? How they talked for days to figure out how they could show their support and then not be disrespectful to the flag. And that's what they did. But if this is something that upsets you, you are just going to be mad. And no conversation can take place if that's all there is. It just can't happen if you just want to be mad. This was before the anthem, and what they did was booed. So if the anthem wasn't being played and the flag wasn't being displayed and you were angry at that, what are you angry about? I'm out on this. I'm out of gas.
I must can't join y'all when y'all on the court.
If you listen to what he said about an organization,
I must can't join y'all when y'all on the court.
A group of players from all over the country.
I just joined y'all again. They got me in a different partner.
And if that didn't work for you, then I don't know what to say. But we're going to talk about sports. And we continue. Aaron Judge, all rise for 50. Topic of the One Big Thing.
The rookie leader in home runs in Major League history.
Bigger doesn't mean stronger. Don't be defined by a weight class. Bring the heat. Pack a punch. Come back for more. Like a charge. Like lightning in a bottle. Mighty like a pro. The all-new Terrain, the compact SUV from GMC. We generate.
Where's Garrett?
Saved money on motorcycle insurance with Geico. Going up the country. Later, Gary.
I have a motorcycle. Wonderful.
Geico Motorcycle. Great rates for great rides.
Give extra, get extra.
So you love your game? So does he. You say ain't nobody gonna work harder? He said the same thing. You get an hour of training before the sun even comes up? Plenty of early risers out there. You got the gear? They got the gear. You got a secret weapon? This dude doesn't need one. See, this isn't just a game of inches. This is a game of ounces. And the next ounce you give might just be the one the other guy doesn't. Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
Pacific Drug Enforcement Agency. We report against land immediately. Easy. As for your back, you never saw me.
I was working for the CIA and Pablo Escobar. Who thought that was going to be a problem?
Girls blowing around the backyard.
I wake it up in the morning. It gets crazy. American made rated R. Emerge restored, fortified, replenished. Emerge every day with Emergency. Packed with B vitamins, antioxidants, electrolytes, plus more vitamin C than 10 oranges. Why not feel this good every day? Emerge and see.
It all comes down to this. The Energizer Bunny gets the snap. He's still going! Nothing outlasts Energizer Ultimate Lithium.
For more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. There's only one light you can grab. Oh, true.
Brian, I just need to know the customer app will be live
Can we at least analyze customer traffic?
Can we push the offer online?
I said a quick one, Brian.
Legacy technology can handcuff any company. But yes is here.
You're saying the new app will go live Monday.
Yeah, with healthy speed and finally work the way we want to. With the right mix of hybrid IT, everything computes.
You got a great deal on pizza.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni at the nation's best price. Little Caesars $6 extra most bestest. Pizza.
Let's see everybody again.
To the Trojans, this road test means one thing. Pride on the side.
You know what's really inspiring is that the kids are going to be able to meet the mayor. They're going to know that dreams really can come true.
Or that an attention-seeking shovel can end up with things too many people are actually comfortable with.
The Mayor premieres Tuesday, October 3rd on ABC.
Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt. Brought to you by Maui
What the
Gin
fuck? Y'all niggas
Sunglasses.
went to another park again, man.
Clarity, detail, Maui Gin. And Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jerry Jones.
Oh, three must have left.
Cowboys is on the podium to talk about this.
I don't know what the fuck going on, man. I just joined y'all niggas again, and y'all ain't out here.
Cowboys owner on the decision to do this.
Well, first of all, I've never been more proud of an association with players.
I know it.
As I am this group.
You know what I'm saying? I joined y'all niggas through the session.
After the weekend.
I mean through the party. I joined y'all through the party.
Regarding
I don't know. I thought y'all was talking on the sideline. I'm gonna try this shit again.
overall league and players, and then be sitting there and have the Cardinals sending to have their win office in the second quarter, and then to have this team and have the coaches and everybody turn around, start making the plays, having some good things happen, come out here with the win was a special day. The reason that I'm particularly proud of this team and the coaches that coached them is that because we all agreed that
Hey, pass this shit for real?
players wanted to make a statement about unity and we wanted to make a statement about quality. They were easily
That shit work for everything. Nigga, accessories.
that statement when made or when attempted to be made.
How you think I got this Lonzo Ball and that damn Ben Simmons and shit, nigga? I ain't buy that shit.
Not only lead to criticism, but also controversy.
Shoes too. I ain't bought none of this shit.
It was real easy for everybody in the organization to see the message of unity, the message of equality was getting, if you will, pushed aside or diminished by the controversy. We even had the circumstances that it was made into a controversy. And so that, to their credit, the entire players, coaching staff, our organization said, well, let's first walk out there. And it was this organization's, it was our idea. And make the statement that regarding the need for unity and the need for equality. Then we immediately turned around, stood up,
Alright, I'm out here again. I'll see y'all this time.
Flag that came down that field, and we stood and all stood toe out on the field and recognized and respected the American flag and the national anthem. So it was a coordinated effort.
Yeah, that's how you should do it anyway because you know that person ain't gonna take.
Our team made my mind up on this issue. That I wasn't going to comment on it, but I'm very proud of the fact that the Dallas Cowboys and our players have always stood for the flag and stood to the flag in the recognition of the flag. Always.
Say it again.
What is important is to figure out that to do that, to show the kind of respect and the perception of respect. How could they basically, in front of a national audience, show unity and a statement for equality? And they wanted to do that. It evolved throughout the organization, particularly in the last 2 days, and it was executed. I can't say enough about the understanding and the awareness of our team and these young men that basically said, you know, that makes sense. There's no need for us to talk about unity and equality and have 60% of this country mad at you because you're not doing or not perceived to be honoring the flag. And this was a way to do both.
It's interesting because, as Jerry Jones points out,
Man, what y'all gonna do, man?
So many have is that this is a protest against the flag or the anthem, and players have tried to make it clear that that isn't what they're attempting to do. And so
you sent an invite.
The only team that, as an entire team with its owner, did what it did, is that it was good for the anthem. I stand to say that that's just it, and you can do it. Cardinals, Tuesday, 8 Eastern Time. As an Oriole fan, I've had to endure Aaron Judge hitting more home runs against my team than any other. 11 of them. One of them went like 700 feet. I don't care what the tape measure says. We've established it. We know it was 700 minimum. The Briefs stay on the bench to shake the cobwebs of the second half slump. They're long gone. Their history, Judge has made history as well. Day game, the Boogie Down Bronx sees a home run shy of Mark McGuire's rookie.
That's a court bottom right down here.
The skipper sees something.
As we left spring training, I said, you know, what I said is if he gets the barrel of the basketball,
shit, them niggas on the spot here.
He does it on a consistent basis.
These boys they on the spot, fool.
Well, Barrel's on the ball. The opposite field power has been just remarkable to see. That's number 49. That ties Mark McGuire's rookie record. What did D.D. Gregorius think of that?
What is my first thought? I mean, first thought when he tied it, I don't know if he told you guys, it's like, man, you might as well just break it to death.
All righty then. 6'3", bottom 7, and everybody trying to get that history-making moment.
Souvenir.
Our buddy Michael Kay with the see you call for the 50th time. That's off Trevor Cahill. That is a new rookie record. The folks in and around this team say he's as good a guy as he.
Oh, we got one right here.
It's hard to believe because it seems like a pretty amazing dude.
Well, that nigga there, he has stepped off.
Yankees win.
Kind of overwhelming right after I hit it, you know, saying hi to everybody, like kind of high-fiving everybody in the dugout, and they kind of told me, you got to go out there. You got to go out there and all the greats that played or put on the pinstripes. It's extraordinary, you know, and just getting a chance to play one game with the Yankees is quite an honor, and just to kind of have your names with those greats is something that, you know, as a kid I never dreamed of.
50 was always a magic number when it came to home runs. It got minimized during an era when players could pass that on the way to the late 70s, but half 100 is still a big deal, particularly if you're a rookie, because it means you're the first to ever get there. Aaron Judge did it on Monday, tying then passing Mark McGuire in the same day. It was the second consecutive day where he hit 2 home runs. Judge's season has been like a 3-act play. Part 1 sees him become a star, up to, then including the show he put on winning the Home Run Derby in Miami. Part 2 sees the post-Home Run Derby slump, which, as an aside, continues to be an interesting hangover after competing in the event. Now part 3 sees him leave the August 180 average in the rear view. His 13 September home runs is the most he has had in any month this year. Bob Nightingale says in USA Today, quote, finally, for the first time in more than half a century, we have a home run record we can truly celebrate, close quote. He points to more rigorous drug testing now as opposed to the Wild West era that gave birth to the preposterous home run totals of the Bonds-McGuire associates. I'm hesitant because of those years to blindly trust anything, but I have no reason to question the legitimacy of the numbers one of the largest humans ever stepped onto a diamond has put up. I like to picture him playing Little League out in California. Remember we all had the kid we faced when we were growing up who was just bigger than everyone else, who hit the ball onto the other field, which stopped their games and yours? Can you imagine being like 12 and playing against him? Yeah, we have to play the green team today, Mom. They got that Judge guy. Well, he's not a kid now, and while he's just getting going, Judge is already well-schooled in the ways of Jeter. Asked about any of this, he thanks his teammates. He says he would much rather win a World Series than an MVP, gives credit to the Lord and to his parents. I don't know how you stay humble in pinstripes in that town when you hit 400 footers just getting out of bed. He didn't even want to take a curtain call on Monday, but somehow he has managed to stay grounded in all of it. The playoffs right around the corner. And that is when you can truly become a Yankee legend. One season doesn't make you that, but 50 as a rookie in this uniform makes you more memorable than anyone else who could have done it.
Kelsey! Intercepted! What a turnaround! And he's going to hold to the end zone with 0-0. A significant play to side.
No antics of any kind except speed, and there we go with the antics.
He goes up some contact. Oh, he banked it in anyways! Sam, I've never seen anything like it.
There are some folks who are celebrating, and others who are saying, you've got to be kidding.
It's Monday, the big man Stanford Steve is here for bad beats. Maybe a late field goal, just significant to some.
Yeah.
Not everybody. To some. Hey, nice little week of winners. 5 and 3 for your guy. You might have gone 6 and 2, depending on when you got Kansas. We gave them out at 21.5. So this was a bad beat all the way around. In Lawrence, we gave out KU.
They did play an Orange Bowl
plus 21.5.
Get rid of the visor, coach.
Right, so come on. Kansas, they were within like 8 in the fourth. Now they're down 15, and then Peyton Bender gets hit.
Incomplete. Wait.
On the field, they say it's an incomplete pass, but you see that Lamonte McDougal, that's a fumble.
How is that a fumble?
I don't know. That's what they said it was. 2 plays later here, it's 1st and goal. Will Greer here loses it.
What an athlete.
To the paint. So now your 21.5 is in peril. But if you got it on game day when it was up around 24.5, after you had another turnover, you've got West Virginia getting ready to go in, and you're thinking, let's go Mountaineers, let's go drink some beers. You're going to get there. Now what are we going to do? We got to get it in or what?
I mean, are they really trying to score here? You know what they're really doing?
What?
Screwing up their red zone offense numbers.
You know what they're really doing? It's not the leading clock and not allowing KU a chance to backdoor it.
It's like I got too much shit running on that motherfucker.
Maybe. Bad beats all the way around. Looked like it was hot there. All right, New Mexico State, UTEP. This is very obscure. It's a second half total of 26 on the hook. And you got 20 second half points. And you've got we're just running it. Oh boy. Ball's on it.
Tackle him!
It's a Piesman moment.
Good hustle right there, 88.
Trace Mascaro. And that means that your second half total on a big boy touchdown is about to go over if the point is good.
Miners, good.
Oh, we have Massachusetts. That is a trophy. That's a bad beats platoon right there is what that is. And finally, Ball State, Western Kentucky, totals 50. Toppers are down 21-20, 1st and goal.
It's 50.
Right, totals 50.
Yeah.
We're at 41 with $1.43.
All right.
Okay, let's see.
6.
Touchdown. Western misses the 2-point conversion, so we're at 47 with 1:38 to go.
Oh, boy.
So you know what you need to avoid, Steve? You need to avoid the red and woo-woo. Oh, don't throw it out.
Oh!
Throw it out.
How many times have you seen it happen?
Joe Brown, run Joe, and that's just
He didn't take a knee. He was going to the house.
knee. The man had a highway in front of him in the end zone, so
you never know.
2 touchdowns in like 35 seconds. Wow. And we were waiting for a real doozy. That was gross. That was unnecessary.
What do you think Coach Holgerson is behind?
I don't know.
There's a lot going on up there. I get it more than us,
I've got
but
them bigger and McCracken, and I mean we've had some fun with
headset
that.
all over the place.
He's got more than I've got. But eventually, Coach, you're just gonna need to come home. Come on home. All right. We'll be there waiting for you. Us too. 2 of your favorite buddies. When we continue, more from the Monday Nighter. Cowboys did not look good early, but they get a win. I think in the grand scheme is more important than you might think.
IHOP takes a look at tomorrow's menu. At 8 on ESPN, it's the Cubs and Cardinals vying for a shot at the postseason. Over on ESPN2, Game 2 of the WNBA Finals between LA and Minnesota. Tomorrow's menu is served by IHOP. Eat up every moment.
Bigger doesn't mean stronger. Don't be defined by a weight class. Bring the heat. Pack a punch. Come back for more. Like a charge. Like lightning in a bottle. Made like a pro. The all-new Terrain, the compact SUV from GMC. We are professional grade.
Inspired by your favorite lattes, IHOP's new Latte Lovers Pancakes. Fresh, hot off the griddle and full rich mocha cream, vanilla, real pumpkin, or salted caramel. Starting at just $4.99 for a limited time. Only at IHOP.
Tony Gonzalez's career stats are legendary. So are his life stats. All the jobs his mom worked for him. The thousands of calls to her from the room. The 40 years of family dinners. Greatness is not measured by the numbers, but it's made with a fighting spirit. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit. Destiny 2, available now. Rated T for Teen. Get exclusive Destiny 2 content on PS4. He's right there, please.
What was that? That was a mistake.
Matt, you played in Green Bay. I was ashamed you played there. I was the starting holder in Green Bay. So you were a starter. I was a starter. He wasn't even good enough to be my backup holder. I asked Brett. Brett had no idea who you were.
Hi, I'm James Davis, president of Gulfgate Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram. We've been blessed to have absolutely no flood damaged vehicles in our inventory. So we're out to help the people of Houston to get back on their feet. We have $500 disaster relief bonus cash in addition to the Ram Power Days and the Jeep Celebration event. So you'll save even more. Let Gulfgate help you handle the heartbreak of Harvey, because after all, it's Gulfgate time.
I'm too familiar with pain, I'm too familiar with pride. I've been on my knees 6, but gotten up 7 times. It was never even a question of is it gonna be mine. It's not a matter of chance, just a matter of time.
Shit getting much worse than this shit.
Monday Night Football. Redskins, Chiefs, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt is brought to you by Arby's. So this is where the magic happens, huh? Pretty nice studio, Scott. Very clean, shiny. Smells like curly fries. Arby's, we have the meats.
What the fuck is going on, man?
Stan Loretta's the innovator.
Neil and Stan are
like Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Kobe and Shaq. Salt and pepper.
Snoop and Dre.
Pepper. I don't know how to spell it nowadays. Yams and turkey.
Bacon.
Peanut butter and jelly. R2D2 and C3.
Thelma and Louise.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. Bird and Bassett. You get the point.
I like it. Back tomorrow night. Monday Night Football. Dak Prescott, the Cowboys. Big stage, and they were not looking very good until late. Dak up and over. And in. That's a big, big man. Here's what Dak had to say about that specific play after the game.
Yeah, I was headed to the end zone. I realized I could get in. I said, I'm going to have to jump in my head. I was just hoping I didn't helicopter, so I'm thankful I just went straight over it.
Third quarter. Dak, Dez Bryant, talking to Louis Riddick earlier. So this, the deep threat, he's not even got to separate, but this is some Anquan Bolt in this guy. Wills his way into the end zone. 14-7. It's now